In this video, we're going to be looking at GA4 enhanced measurement events and try to figure out why some of the information that we think should be showing up in the user interface isn't. You're going to learn why that's happening, you're going to learn how to fix it, and you're going to learn it takes a little bit of patience. Hi, I'm Fred Pike. I'm a managing director and the GA/GTM Practice Lead at Northwoods, a digital agency in Shorewood, Wisconsin.
We're going to be working with the enhanced measurement events, which we're going to find in data streams. The enhanced measurements are 6 different events that are automatically configured when you set up GA4. And I want to look at 2 of those in particular, the outbound click and the video engagement. For our demo today, we are going to be using the Coffee Shop. Coffee Shop is built on the Titan CMS platform, and everything that is being sent to GA4 is coming from a super simple GTM container, which is sending data to both GA4 and to GA3 or Universal Analytics. I have a page on the Coffee Shop which has outbound links and videos, which are the 2 enhanced measurement events we want to track. We're going to click on the outbound links and start the videos going. What we want to do is start generating some traffic that'll show up in GA4. So now let's go look at the real-time view in GA, which shows us what's happening right now as well as in the last 30 minutes. You can see that we have pages that people have looked at and a number of GA4 events. For example, we can look at the event video start, that's the event name, and look at some of the event parameters associated with that event name, video start. And the one that would be of most interest to us probably is the video title, and we can see the 2 videos that we have playing. Another event that may be of interest to us is video progress, which shows how much of the video people have watched. We would have our video title again, the 2 videos, and in terms of the video percent, we can see that some have gone to 10%, some have gone to 25%, some have gone to 50%. The other event we want to look at here is clicks, because the click is where the outbound link is going to be. So if we click on click and look at that, we'll see outbound, true. We clicked on 9 outbound links in our session so far. And if we wanted to see which links those were, we can look at the link URL. Those are the Analytics Mania blog and the other links that we clicked out to. So all that information shows up in real time, which is great. But where else does it show up? Because after 30 minutes, this information, which shows up in real time, will disappear out of real time. So how else do we get to that information? Well, normally it's going to show up here in the events, or that's one place it'll show up. But you can see that we don't have those events here, even though in the real time we have way more events than first visit, page view, and session start. Those don't show up here yet until the next day. So we're going to pause the video now, wait a few hours, and come back and see this. When I last saw you, it was 11 o'clock at night. Now it's 11 a.m. in the morning, the next day. I had a great sleep, a good breakfast, my wonderful morning cappuccino, and of course I walked the dog. But all that time I was wondering, are the GA4 events going to show up? Let's take a look. There's our coffee shop. Let's dive into analytics, look at our events, and look, the things we're looking for are now there. We have click, we have video start. So looks like things are working so far. Let's dive in a little bit more. So let's look at click, for example. And you can see we don't have a lot of information about the click. If we look at our video start, we don't have a lot of information there either. We don't know the name of the video. We don't know how far they got. We don't know any of that, as opposed to page view, which is another one of the enhanced measurement events. Page view is displaying some more information, like the page title, for example, and we could actually change that to the page path. So we have more information with page view, which is one of the enhanced measurement events, than we do with click and video start. What's going on there? Let me explain a little bit. If we look at the GA4 enhanced measurement guide, these parameters for page view do show up automatically in the GA4 UI. All these other parameters pretty much don't show up unless you do something special with them. So all these things that we're interested in, like the video title or the video percent or the link that you click to when you did an outbound click, none of those show up by default. You have to create a custom dimension for each parameter that you're interested in. Another way of saying that is that you have to register the parameters. So how the heck do you do that? We go back to GA4. We're not in the admin this time. We are in custom definitions. We are going to create a custom dimension, which, as I said, is the same thing as registering a parameter. Let's get the link URL that the person clicked on. How do I know what that is? One, I could look at the event in real time, or two, I can just look at the documentation, and link URL is what we want. Link _ URL. So link URL is one of them. The description, and I typically go with the dimension name, so I'm going to do link URL for right now. And now the parameter. These are all the parameters across all the events that have shown up so far, and we want link URL. So there it is. We have our first registered parameter. What else might we want? Let's look at the Google documentation. On the video side, we probably want video title and video percent. So let's remember those. Go back to GA and select the correct parameter. And let's do one more. And this time, if I forgot what I'm looking for, I can just grab it here. So video percent, let's make that really easy. We'll copy that up to here and here. So that's another way to do it. All right, is there anything else we would want? Yeah, let's track if that click is outbound. So we'll have to register the outbound parameter or create a custom dimension for outbound. So one more over here. Let's do it the easy way. Copy that and save. Awesome, we now have our custom dimensions. And you can have up to 50 event scoped parameters. You can also have things about the user, like whether they're logged in, a returning user, things like that. We won't cover that here. But you will want to watch the quota information. And if you're getting close to that, you might have to back off some of the parameters that you've registered. Now you may wonder, does anything show up? And you already know the answer to this because I mentioned earlier that we have to be patient. So even though we have these parameters registered, they may not show up until tomorrow. And let's take a look at that. Let's go to our events. Let's look at video start. We have nothing down here yet. Same thing with click. We have nothing down here yet. Once again, we're going to have to be patient and wait. We'll follow up again in a few hours or tomorrow.
We're back. We're going to check our registered parameters in GA4. In the meantime, I've clicked on the outbound links and the videos a bunch of times, so we'd have a lot of data to look at.
Let's go to GA4 and jump down to our events here. We've seen this before, the event names showing up. Let's look at if we've got the event parameters now. If we scroll down, we do. We now have those event parameters, the ones that we registered, showing up here. So we have the link URLs. First of all, these are all outbound. And the URLs that we linked to, that we clicked on to go outbound, are the 4 ones that we had here. So that's great. Let's take a look at the videos. Video start. We have those parameters show up. So we have the 2 video titles, which correspond to the 2 videos on our test page. We also have, now this is interesting. So this is the video start. So the video percent is 0. That makes sense, right? If we look at the video progress, the video percent, we now have different values for the video percent, 10, 25, 50, and 75, which is great, which also makes sense. That's progress through watching the videos. And if we go to video complete, our video percent is 100. So video start, the video percent is 0. Video progress, we have those different demarcations, 10, 25, 50, 75%. And video complete, we have 100% video percent. Cool, that makes sense. So we have all those parameters showing up in the reports. We can also grab those same parameters in the analysis hub. Let's just create a quick analysis. You always get this invalid date range message, or I always get it at any rate. I don't know why. So we have some dimensions showing up over here, but we want more. Like, for example, if we type video, the 3 parameters that we had registered show up here, and those are all parameters that are part of the video engagement. Again, we just saw those here. We could also do link URL, which is, again, one of the parameters on the click event. So we have everything working now.
Well, that was quite a journey. We started off by looking at the real-time view and seeing that we had all the information about the event names and their parameters. Cool. But we discovered that those event names didn't show up in the UI unless we waited and were patient overnight. But even when we had the event names showing up, we didn't have the event parameters. We had to register those parameters. And finally, after being patient again, we got to see the parameters and the events in the UI and in the analysis hub. Pretty great. I think we learned a lot. I hope you feel much more comfortable in the user interface now, knowing that you have to be patient and register parameters. Again, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I plan on having a lot more GA4 videos. Follow me on LinkedIn and on Twitter. See you at a conference sometime, I hope.